Hi, Taurus. So this month is going to be really potent for everyone. For you, especially because it's your season. So happy birthday. And I already love the energy that we're stepping into this season, especially if you're a Taurus who has been really moving in this energy, feeling this energy as you continue to move, as Uranus continues to move into your sign. And now we have the sun in your sign, and Venus in your sign, and Mars in your sign until May. And so all that has been put out there, all that you have gotten to know about yourself up until this point, especially in the last year, it's becoming very clear through this month how fluid you're becoming with this process and with your process. And there's a lot that's still going to be left and walk away from, and certain parts of you or aspects of yourself that you're going to see in a way that maybe you haven't seen in a while, or that really feeling of that evolution that you have going on for you. And most importantly, focusing on things that you really like to focus on and putting it to use, because the energy is strong. The energy is strong. Your energy is strong, very strong, and very you. The more that you steer clear of the tendency to put yourself first in ways that are only things that are temporary, and then putting others first in places where you actually need to put yourself first. So there's this switch up that's been happening for a while, because the more that you do that with yourself, the easier this process becomes for you, because you get to know yourself, because you get to show yourself, because you get to be yourself. And next to the star this is a month for you to work and see the magic that you're creating in your life, and see how just this month is going to be it's the first drop in the ripple in the water. So this month is that drop, and could seem like a lot for just like a small thing that happens, but that's a small thing within the next 10 years of how much your life is going to continue to flow, and where your focus is, where your energy is, how you're speaking of your energy, speaking of yourself, speaking of others, how you learn to decide what that looks like. You can even decide to cut it off before it starts. Because what you've done and how much you've walked away from yourself, or from things that no longer are working for you, no longer sustaining you, that's the whole point, the sustainability. And I mean, there's no coincidence that Earth Day is in Taurus season, and spring, and everything begins to bloom, but yet winter dies. So we talk about winter being death, but winter also dies when spring comes. So your strength and ability one of your strengths is your ability to move on gracefully, to really move on gracefully and thoroughly, like communicating the walking away, checking in, communicating, being that sweet yet very powerful Taurus that you are. And so this month is going to breed a lot of abundance for you, though mainly your focus is just to be some of you are really in this place where you're loving every aspect of your life, where it can feel move so slow internally that by the end of the month, you're like, oh my God, this is my life. This is how I'm doing it. This is how I'm rolling it. And I have to stay on top of it. And I don't want to lose track of it. But I want to keep going and then wait. But like, what about this? I have to spend time there. You're going to be able to move fluidly through all the things as long as you keep going and not let anything from the past and things that no longer add up to who you are now and to who that understanding of you are now. You can still, even if something, especially internally, comes up over and over again, you can still address it the same way or address it in a different way without engaging too much in things that just tie up your energy, which can make you quote unquote lazier and able to move. It's really just going with what's happening in this really beautiful way. Life is continuously beginning to truly roll out for you for the greater expansion of what's to come is now. And there's excitement and a deep, like, depending on how you, sometimes I know that you're like, okay, need a moment, I'm gonna freak out, but like, hold on, just need to relax. Holy shit, life is changing. It's like when me imagining that flowers get so excited to open that they're all like, yay, like sun, like life, air, whatever. So that's kind of how I picture it for you. And for some of you, you've been waiting for this moment or feeling this moment in small spurts in the last few months. And now there's just this greater, you're taking it in, you're also going with it. There's just like so much more you're learning about yourself, about your intuition, about how you work with yourself and how that directly impacts life around you and how you can speak it and being careful about how you speak about yourself. So Taurus also being fixed earth has to do with the physical body a lot, very much so. So the physical body, as well as Taurus, what Taurus can struggle with the most is that self-consciousness of the flower coming out. Again, going back to that analogy, is not saying, oh my God, how do you think the sun will like me? Do you think this will do I look okay from this angle? Like, every angle is your angle right now. Every angle in which that you can use your wit, your intelligence, your natural beauty, which is natural intelligence, those natural, easeful sides of yourself is exactly what you want to bring to the table in terms of anything business right now, but especially with how you're treating yourself and how you're talking to yourself and how you are communicating with yourself, because it's going to show how you communicate with others. This is literally it for you right now. Is this fill your cup, bask in all the things, do everything you're good at. Allow it to like flow through you. And yet remember to stay you. There's, with all of us, there's always this side of us that the ego can get brought up. And it can inflate or it can deflate, and it's either way, it's the same thing. So the only thing this month is when you're rolling and you're moving through this, is to just really be able to absorb it in the ways that you would, regardless of how successful you're becoming and how successful you are with what you have. Remember to enjoy it as if you are, or if you're not. Because the only thing you're going to have to watch is, because all eyes are on you. Well, all eyes are on, like, every different sign every month. But for you right now, there's so much on you that you have to remember what you're going to attract. And that there could be certain people that only like this side of you and want a piece of you when this side of you comes out. So it's important that, especially around the new moon this month, that you recognize, especially if there is a strong earth energy or a Leo in your life who seems to only come out when the sun is shining for you. And this could also be when you meet someone. When you meet a person who is very compatible with you, loves the way you shine, loves the way that you take hold of attention and take charge of your life when need be, and then also loves that feminine side of you. By Gemini season, they see both sides of you, and they want to it's possible that this person will want to keep pursuing you. And if you're already in a relationship, then if you're watching for someone and you're in a relationship, just know that Taurus needs to be in their zone this month. So they might just want to cuddle up in bed or have like some fun times, it's the sensual time right now. And just know that just let them have their time, because it will be good for you too. Don't try to smother them this month. Do not try to want all of their attention, because they are in a place, and for you Tauruses, make sure you're only doing the things that you want. And also, of course, like, be grateful, give your energy to who it's needed to, for especially, and for yourself too. But make sure you're giving here first, and you're letting those parts of you that need to be shown, that want to be out there, that are ready to be bigger, to get bigger and to grow. Like your career, keep it moving, keep it going. Your relationship, it's going good. Just explain to him, like, it's easy to communicate this month. It's easy to be literally the empress of your life right now. And I'm so excited because it's like a big wave, and you're just like, it's like, sometimes I imagine, and throughout my life I've imagined this, where there's a certain wave of light that just presses over me, and all of a sudden I know myself. All of a sudden I embody the person that I need to be right now. That's what's happening to you, this like wave of light that just like this outer layer just pressing down around you. And it's magic. And whoever you go near, that energy, that physical energy, will be sensed. That energy will all be sensed this month. And you will be, if you are open and receptive, you will then start to see it, and see it just double and triple. And I think I just feel overwhelmed even talking about it, because it's just such a like small magnitude of what's happening. So I'm gonna stop, because it's clearly about taking it in this month, especially by your moon, the new moon this month. There's going to be a lot shown to you when the light just came out. I like to use natural lighting as much as possible. So just know that the natural light, we're gonna use that. The natural light is you now. Like, it is your golden hour. So golden hour in the perfect season for golden hour is you. And it's time. I love you so much, and I'm so happy for you. I'm so excited to see how this rolls out for you. There's just not much more I can say, so I'm just going to say the link to work with me one-on-one is below. My website is down there, so there's information on there to how to book a reading. And that's it for now. I've been grooming my hair a lot. Don't mind me. I just really like to touch my hair. I haven't had long hair in a really long time, just in case you were wondering. So it's really nice to just like touch my hair all the time, which is, I know you get it. And I love you. And happy birthday. And we'll look at the cards. And I'll see you soon. Hi, Taurus. I was told in a couple of the last videos that I was a little quiet, so I'm going to try to be louder for the microphone. So this month, more than ever, is very obvious in terms of who you have become since last year, and even since the end of last year, how you choose to handle each situation that arises, meaning whether it's for your career and towards abundance in that sense, or towards abundance in family and love with yourself. And also how you'll use all the energy that can be rattling inside of you sometimes, especially throughout the course of the years to come. The beautiful thing about this is that you're choosing yourself in a way that's really authentic and intuitive. And I believe that the most intuitive part of us is our bodies. And you being an earth sign, especially a fixed earth sign, it's really important to listen to your body when it wants to move on from a situation, whether it's a situation that happened years ago that's still inside of you and still kind of comes up in your head at different times, and that's influencing the decisions that you continuously make, whether it's how you speak to yourself, how you speak to others, and how you decide to go about that. There's a couple ways that you've been doing that, and one way has been that works better than others, but it's how you approach things. So let me give you an example right here in the cards. So when you're stuck between a decision of whether or not you want to do something because of the past and how you used to allow things in the past, or even just recently, and now you're in this place where you no longer want to choose the same things that you once chose, or decide how you make money, or in terms of how you're making money and how much money you're making. It's not about being stern and either playful and easy, not playful, but easy about it, and with all the attention and questions you'll be getting. It's really important. So basically what I'm trying to say is that it's really important to find this middle ground between the part of you that's so easy to decide and the part of you that gets so disciplined, or even stern, or even a little stubborn about what you're receiving. Because ultimately what you realize this month is that you've decided that, and you've already been realizing that, but now more than ever you've been deciding that for yourself this whole time. And now you want more, and it's easy for you now. So when these decisions come up, you're like, okay, got it covered, this part of me, got it covered, this side needs this part of me. When you're asked to lower your self-worth, you're in a place where it's very easy for you to decide, no, I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z anymore. I'm not going to say yes to something that I know doesn't work for me right now. Simply because you've put so much work into yourself and into your intuition. And it's always important to listen to your body this month more than ever. Taurus season for everyone is, but for you especially, because when you need those times to take a moment, you need those times to take a moment, because ultimately those moments are bringing you back to yourself in a way that will be a lot more fluid. Like we talked about in the beginning, it's going to become more fluid. And easy for you to bring out different sides of yourself depending on what's being asked for and asked of you. And this month is going to continuously show you the overwhelming amount of abundance that you're gaining, whether it's through relationship, friendship, but even just through the way that you feel, the freedom that you're continuously feeling. There's no way that you need to be tied down right now, especially in terms of your physical reality. If there's things that you want to do, if there's people you want to see, if there's connections you want to make, it's time to do it. Your body can't really be held down unless you're listening and wanting to take time to rest. It's a very focused on you and what you really need, because that's also going to give everyone around you what they really need, as a sign who likes to do for others. There will be people who will want your attention, especially now that you're feeling this way and you're feeling more open, you're feeling more out there. It, most likely will be a good idea to strengthen those relationships, but also to let them know that you're in a certain place right now. So your time is very precious. And what's being revealed because of that is how capable you are of creating not only your reality, but creating the money that you want, the income that you want, the stability that you want, and how much fun you can also have. If this is about a Leo, they might be really good for your growth in this time. But it's important that they know, and Leos need attention to a certain extent. So as long as you're very communicative in that aspect, it can be really great. Especially in terms of when Leo season rolls around. But there is also the chance that they may not like that in return, that they might not be accepting depending on where that Leo is at in their life. And the new moon, especially your new moon, it's really important that you maybe make a practice and a whole ritual for yourself. By that time we'll be through Taurus season, so it's listening to the insights, listening to your body, when you need to go, when you need to stop, the fluidity, all of that. By the time that the new moon arises will be important for you to understand and receive and allow that to sink in, so that when that motion comes again, you'll understand more. It's a pivotal time for you to receive a lot right now, and through until the summer. A lot can be done, and it's already been ongoing, so it's the pressure. If you're feeling that extra pressure, it's really important that you find a way to relax into this life, because for some of you, it's like this has been building anyway, and now this is what life is now, and this is what it's going to continuously be. This is just a small, like I said in the beginning, it's just a small ripple, that little drop of what the ripple is going to be with the next few years to come. It's like, even if you think of a speaker, when it booms out, that vibration out, that's what's happening. So even the sun rays, that makes sense too. The sun rays, the moon rays. So a lot of things are going to come full circle, a lot of insight, though the insight that you gain is going to be through communicating and through each experience that you're going to come up against. Everything is good. Love is good. Money is good. And it's about that light. So this is your golden hour, but it's also a moment that's going to last a long time. So golden hour is going to be expanded. And even when you're not out there doing things, the golden moment is for you. It's for you to have the moment with yourself and realizing yourself and seeing yourself and witnessing the spring as it arises, like the analogy with the bud in the beginning. Okay. I wanted to spend more time on this part because I think that I didn't spend as much time on the first part, though it felt like enough. This was just really clear, and I think it's easier to see it and hear it sometimes. So that's kind of why I spent more time on this. And there's a lot to be said, and there's still a lot to be said, though I think it's important that the way you guys continuously understand is by, sitting with yourself, the way we understand, because I I get it. So this month is going to be lots of fluid, lots of light, if you allow that to expand. Because remember, you have to choose to now go fluidly and just be you, like so you. The best. You being you as much as you can is the best thing you could ever do. So more than ever, that's where you're at now, especially with this aspect of Venus and it being your time. So feel the love, especially from yourself, from what you've done, from your accomplishments, but also from who you are, and then again, that natural intelligence that you already always are. It's time to honor that more, and we'll obviously talk about that more along the lines. Okay, so information to work with me one-on-one is below, and you could just click on my website link. Happy birthday. I love you so much. I look forward to continuously seeing this roll out, and I will see you in June for Gemini season. Bye, Taurus.